Are you in a band?
Do you want to play some shows?
And not suck?
Well, here's some tips. Hey, what's up? I'm Travis.
And I'm Tyler.
This is
Twisted Transcription Studios.
Today. We're talking about playing shows and some tips on what to do when you play them.
And what not to do.
Yeah. We've shared. We're going to share some of our own experiences because we played a few live shows in our time, and tell you about how we messed them up and stuff.
All of them.
So,
I don't recall a single great show.
no, I don't think I recall a great show. I think I've been really hyped after some shows
Yeah,
and
I've
thought
never-
they were great, but
Yeah.
I don't think they were that
Yeah.
great. So I guess we can start from the beginning, like getting the show itself.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest, most aggravating part, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much now. I don't know. We're not really
in
it
the scene anymore.
more. Yeah, we haven't really been playing much live lately. Been focusing on this, of course. Anyway, getting the show. We were in high school playing shows. We talked with local other bands, bigger bands, and people our age that played at other schools and stuff. Found out where they were playing, and then you either talk to the manager of the club or whatever. And
In our day, it was message them on MySpace.
yeah.
And to be like, hey man, I really want to play a show. We're a metal band, and then they'd probably send you something back. We don't give a fuck about metal bands, but
Pretty much.
yeah, you just got to reach out to everybody, because even some venues that you don't think would play a hard rock metal band
Still will.
still will. Yeah, I mean it's all about the crowd.
Yeah, there's a couple local places that around here that do play heavier stuff, but it's rare.
Check every local venue. I mean, really bust the streets, because it's hard to find places that will let you play, especially if you're not playing a bunch already.
Yeah, just networking, man. Talk to everybody.
And a really good tip for that is that you need to get in good with the bands that are already playing shows, so they can kind of be like, hey man, Charlie, the dudes are pretty tight. You let them open for us.
Yeah, that was like which we never got paid much, but the times we did get paid decently, I felt like back in the day, we were opening for people that we were friends with or that we had talked to and had got to know other local bands.
Yeah, and they were much larger metal bands than we were, and we rode their coattails for a couple of good shows.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely make friends with your fellow musicians. Support your local music scene.
Speaking of not getting paid for a show,
You probably won't for a bit, and if you do, it'll be very little. It might buy you McDonald's at the end of the day.
you may get your gas money for driving out there.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure the first show that we played, one of our parents actually drove us to it, and we got just enough money for all of us to go and get something to eat when we got done.
Like, I think we made, as a whole, $25.
Yeah.
And there was 3 of us?
Yeah, there was 3. No, there was 4 of us at that. No, there was 3. There was 3 of us at a time. But at any rate, you probably won't get paid a bunch, and you probably will have to drive further than you want to. But it's all about exposure.
Yeah.
I mean, you really just need to play.
We've mentioned that in the 20 steps or whatever, how many steps for starting a band, it'll be above. Click it, go check it out. Yeah, just any chance you get to go play, if it costs, or if it pays or if it don't pay, play it.
Play it. Because that's how you get to be that bigger band that you're opening for, is you play a bunch of shows. And once local venues know you have played a bunch of shows, they're going to be much more open because they think you have a following, which will sell more beer.
Speaking of beer, most of the places you're going to play are probably going to be clubs or bars. And if you're under 21, it's going to be a little aggravating. Most of the time they will let the band play. You'll just get a little X. But I know one time we had to have our parents there with us.
Yeah.
Like, to decide, because just in case.
Yeah, they did that. We actually, because we were sub 18.
I think it might have just been your mom, actually.
It was just my mom, but we were sub 18, and they were like, y'all got to have somebody here. But yeah, I mean, and just play anywhere you can play, but make sure you get the rules first.
Definitely.
So now you've gotten the show, and you've made it to the show in your piece of junk van, and you've got to set everything up. And maybe this is your first show. So we're going to tell you the best way to go about setting stuff up.
And what not to do.
And etiquette. Yeah.
So, drummers, as you're lugging all your out the back of your mom's Tahoe, while the guitarists are in there tuning their and you're just like making 37 trips in and out.
Well, see, the only time we can tune is when he's not behind the kit, because otherwise he's playing.
Anyway, you're getting your stuff set up and you're nervous. Because you're like, got to make sure everything's right, and
I know where you're going.
and you're just starting to play music. Like, you're just really getting into metal and hard rock and stuff. And you haven't really been. You've got some new equipment and you haven't really played with it much.
You're not very familiar with it yet.
So you start setting your stuff up and you're getting ready to do a sound check. And we'll get to that in a second. But you got your stuff set up and everything looks good. You cleaned your cymbals and your drums and all that, and everything just looks cool. And you think. And some 45-year-old dude playing in the other local band walks up to you and goes, "Hey, man."
Your China's upside down.
Yeah, make sure your is right before you go on stage, man. Like, it's not hard. Just look online. Be like, how to set up a drum set if you have to. Like, my God, I was stupid.
Yeah, and it can be, you can be super nervous trying to set your stuff up, especially if you are the opener, because nobody else's junk is up there already. So you don't know where to put things.
Yeah, you're sound checking for everybody. Pretty much,
you don't know where to plug things in. You don't know if there's a house system. I mean, you're just walking in the door and you're like, I'm setting up first. I mean, even amp placement and stuff. Like, if it's your first time setting up, you really got to think about where your crowd is, because I'll set my amp up, like, if I'm playing with just me and him, on the other side of him, so I can hear it out here. But you really need to think about, like, where on the stage your sound's gonna be coming from. If you're a guitarist and you have an amp and there's no sound system, you don't want your guitar amp to be to the left, because that's all the guitar you'll hear is from the left. It needs to be dead center. I mean, you really have to be conscious of the location. So if they do not have a sound man, that's going to be pretty rough, but just do your best to get everything sonically so the crowd can hear it.
On to the next one, sound checking. As we said, if you're the opening band, more than likely you're going to be the sound check for all of them. Maybe other bands will do their own sound check, but every time
it depends on your location.
Yeah,
it depends on your location. If it's a much more higher profile place that will play metal bands, they'll check every single band. But if it's hole in the wall, you're lucky to even have a sound man. So
yeah. Our dude was like, hit it for me. Snare, tom, kick, cymbals, done.
Yep.
I mean, I just didn't trust it.
Yeah, it's hard to trust sound people that really don't seem like they're enjoying their job, because audio engineering is a passion, and if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But I mean, do your best to get your sound right. But I will say, as a guitarist, don't turn up once the sound check is done. You might not be able to hear it, but that's because you don't have monitors.
Everybody else hears it.
Yeah, don't turn up anymore. I've done the mistake. Don't turn up anymore. You might be like, the guitar sounds good. You turn it on up. No, don't do that, because they've got it. If they're the sound man, he's got it where it's level, maybe.
And drummers, hit it like you're gonna hit it when you're playing it. Don't just sit there and tap it, and don't hit the shit of it. Like, really hit it like you would be playing it, because if you hit it soft and then you go in there and just start wailing on shit, everybody's gonna be pissed at you.
Yeah, it's just no good, because then they do have to adjust levels on the fly, and it's no good. It's never gonna sound right after that. But yeah, make sure when you're sound checking, you're playing everything like you'd be playing a live show. So, sound check's over. You've probably got a few minutes to do whatever before the show actually starts.
Your nerves kill you from the inside out.
Right. If you're over the age of 21, have a beer. If you're not, your luck. You're probably gonna be super nervous. I know I was really, really nervous.
Dude,
my first few shows. Yeah, I mean, it is very nerve-wracking when your first time on stage in front of 6 people, and I mean, it's so nerve-wracking. It really is.
Just don't worry about it, man. Go out there, have a good time. Don't worry about the mess ups. You're gonna mess up. Yeah. Pros mess up, man. Like, it just happens. We're human. You're gonna mess up. If you do mess up, as a band, don't look at the person who messed up like they're a jackass and stop playing.
Yeah,
we've had that happen several times. Like, dude just looked back at me and I'm like, turn around.
Yeah, they don't know that you messed up. You know, I mean, the crowd has no idea. And there's one or two things happening. You're either playing originals and they have no idea what that song's supposed to sound like, or two, you're probably playing covers. And if you're doing that, you're at a bar and they're probably all drunk.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't know. They don't know that you messed up. Even if you, I mean, unless it was like a severe mess up.
Yeah. But if you drop a stick or something, just pick it up or grab another one and keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I do remember the very first time me and my buddy here ever did play together was at our talent show. And we played Beverly Hills by Weezer, and me, being a show-off for some reason, had drop-tuned my guitar in the back and was playing with another guy back there, just like killing some metal, and never tuned it back. So make sure you've tuned your guitar, because that is a mess up that everybody will hear. But yeah, just, I mean, don't worry about the mess ups, because like he said, they're gonna happen. Just play through them. Don't stop. I mean, there's no starting over when it's a live show. Play through them. Nobody will know, and if they do, they won't say anything to you, and you can just be like, oh.
Yeah, everybody can tell the newbies on stage. Like, it's just
Absolutely.
they're up there like stiff.
You don't move, yeah. And I actually had a guy, one of our shows, I can't remember it was what number it was in the line, but at one of our shows, the guy came up and like was really complimentary to us. He was like, "Man, y'all are great. I didn't expect your vocals to be your vocals, and they sucked back then. So I didn't expect your vocals to be your vocals. Y'all play good. It's a good song. Blah blah blah." I mean, I was super hyped to hear that, and maybe he probably was just telling us.
Yeah,
that
we were playing
new.
5 originals that sucked. We were like 16 at a time, and they were garbage.
Yeah, I mean, he was being complimentary, but that's another thing for you musicians that are out there that are out watching bands. If you can tell they're a fresh band, just go up and say, "Man, you did a good job."
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah, because they need help. They want to feel validated. They want to feel like they did a good job. So definitely tell them they did a good job if you are an experienced musician. But as a beginner, it's kind of hard to be awesome, you know, on your first few times on the stage. It really is. You could practice a million times. You could think, I mean, you could be killing it in the practice room, but when you get on stage, it's a whole different animal. You freeze up, you get tight, you know, you stand in one place, or you do the penguin wobble. I mean, you don't, and that's the problem with a live show is you're not just practicing, you're not just jamming through a song, you're putting on a performance.
Which leads us to the final tip. Be enthusiastic about it, man. Like, get up there, have a blast. Like, headbang, throw your guitar around. Like, don't be stupid, but like, put
I
on
have
a
seen
good show.
somebody throw his guitar and break the neck off of it, so don't do that.
Like, just make sure you put on a good show. Have fun with it. Don't stress about messing up, because like we said, you're going to.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, make sure your band's boundaries are within line, though. Don't put your foot on people's drums that don't want them on them. But definitely throw your foot on the monitor. Like, get out there and rock it out. I mean, if you got a wireless guitar set up, hop down in the crowd, go play.
If you're a drummer, don't do like me, because I don't headbang much. I just don't. I just, like, when I'm listening to it in the car, yeah, maybe. Not so much anymore because I'm getting old. But anyway, when I'm playing drums, I'm kind of like a robot. I just sit back there and I might do a little every now and then. But when I'm on stage, I try to do a little bit more.
You gotta get a little bit more in it.
You just got to.
You gotta sling your hand around when you're hitting the
Bring
snare
it up
more.
and just bring it from the roof, man.
Yeah,
Like,
people love to see that. I mean, you might not think that people look at the drummer, but they do. The drummer is always in that background. I mean, they see the drummer all the time. So if you're just sitting there, everybody's seeing you just sit there.
you want your music to be decent, but you want your show to be like up here.
Right. I mean, you like we said earlier, you can have a few mess ups throughout a song, but if you put on one hell of a show, that's what people are going to talk about. Play your show and do it good every time, because you never know who's watching.
That's right. That sums up this video. Thank you for watching. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Twisted Transcription, and
Like, subscribe, hit the bell, drop a comment.
see you next time. Okay.
You bought a channel last week.